Hello everybody, Stegox here, coming with part 3 of King Ghidorah. So before we start, I just want to show that I remade King Ghidorah's feet here, as you might be able to see here. So these are the new feet, and these are the old feet. The reason why I remade them because they were really too small when I put them on here, like this. I mean, they look really gimpy. And then when I put these new feet on, they look a lot better. I also added articulation to the feet. That's not something that were on the old ones. I will throw up some images here of the remake of these, which is pretty much exactly the same. And I did have 5 toes here like this, but they just were really stubby, didn't look right. So I ended up actually cutting those out after I made these feet. So that's why from those images to this, the feet have been retrimmed. I decided to go with 3 toes because that worked. It works. 3 toes are fine. So I just did that. So that's the only thing I really redid. Okay, so we're going to put this all together now, and we'll also need the bottom stomach piece. So we're going to slip that underneath here, attach that, and then we'll just slip all these together, and yeah, and then we'll go ahead and paint it, and we'll be pretty much done. So let's start. This part, I've had these rocks here, right here, just because it's very back heavy, so hopefully these rocks will help counterbalance that weight. Also, this is going to be really hard to actually film me putting this together, so I'm most likely just going to skip this part of it. I mean, me putting this bottom plate on, just because it's really hard to film it, so... Okay, so that's why I'm not going to show this part, but it's very clunky and very, very difficult. But I'll get this all sorted out, and you don't want to watch me just constantly turn this and floppy. And pretty much what I'm going to be doing is a lot of this, you know, with this thing, and it's going to be quite difficult with all these spikes on the back of Ghidorah's back, and yeah, it's just going to be hard to do. So. That's why I'm not going to show me putting this on, alright? So I'll see you after I get this bottom piece on. Okay, so now I have finished King Ghidorah's all setup here to be painted. This is the paint I'm going to be using. This gold, because King Ghidorah's gold. So that's the color for that. And then I'll be also using this red marker for the eye, and I'll be using a pen to add some extra little details in. I also finished putting tape over the teeth and the eyes. I didn't show that part because it was really difficult to do. I need to cut this tape off. But so we're going to go out and paint this guy up, and then we'll be pretty much done. And we'll get painting it. So let's do it. And here, after a long process, took me to finish King Ghidorah here, roughly 4 to 5 days of hard work. But here I have finally finished King Ghidorah. Here he is in all his glory. Do a 360 look at him. Very well done, I think. He turned out pretty darn good. So for articulation, we'll go over that really quick. His wings can flap, so he can do a nice flapping animation. So if I turn him up like this, he can go. Wings can move. Heads are all rotatable. Some can move a little bit better, like this one. These heads can move slightly. They do have a lot of mobility here, so they all can move up and down, and the jaws can all open. Take a nice zoom in there. They can all open a little bit there. Yeah, they all have their own little mouths that open up. They'll show up on the faces there. For like the toes, I just did permanent marker. So I just took one of my markers here, colored up the toes. I just took a black pen and did these lines on them. And I just took a little red, put a marker and put a little dab there. Again, all gold. Again, the legs were articulated. I changed that because of the gappage here. I'll show up a picture here of what I mean. There was too big of a gap here and the legs would spread out, and it just didn't work, so I just ended up filling in the gaps on both sides. So the legs don't move, but other than that, he's pretty good. So we'll go over size here. So from tip to head, he's about 8.5 inches tall from the tallest head. Wing, like width-wise, he's, let's see, 12. I'm gonna say 16 inches roughly 16 inches long. Like that. Width-wise, King Ghidorah is exactly, I'm going to say 12 inches long. Like that. He turned out really good. A lot of pain doing this guy, but it turned out great. I also went and made these little lightning bolts here to put into his mouth. So I'll show that really quick. So you just take these, and you can just stick them into Ghidorah's mouth here. And he can, oops, that one fell out. Get that one back in. You do have a kind of fiddle with them. Like that. And there we go. So you can have this cool lightning look going on there. And then you can turn the heads to kind of give them different positions if you want to. So, you know, it's a little difficult, but you can get them to move around. But yeah, anyways, that's a quick look at the lightning bolts. There. Take them out now. The heads do articulate pretty well. I mean, you can kind of do something like that if you want, have the heads looking over, have this head looking that way. You know, you can do some, you can move them. They're not too rotatable, but they did turn out pretty good. And also, there's one thing that I also do, and I put my initials and the date, the month, all that stuff right there on all of that I know make, so I know exactly when I made them. And also for the bonus item I have just finished up, it's Godzilla. Here's Godzilla. Hopefully you can see that well here, but he's very dark. I don't know if you can see on his sails here. It's kind of difficult to see, but it does have a slightly gray on the sails here, just to get a little different color. Godzilla's arms do move, and his mouth does open and close like this. So let's look from this side and turn him over. Here's a nice look from this side. Now this side's eyes a little weird. But other than that, he's pretty good. And I also made him a little light, blue mouthpiece. It doesn't work that well. I kind of need to work on a little bit more, but you can get him to shoot that. And I try to make them also in scale with each other here. Godzilla does have an issue of standing. He stands good in some places, but there we go. So he's standing there. As you can see from the size-wise, Godzilla is tinier than King Ghidorah here, but that's supposed to be. Godzilla's tinier than King Ghidorah. So there you go. And in case you're wondering, Godzilla stands about 5.5 inches tall and is about, and it's 12 inches long as well. So that's a nice little comparison right there. You got Godzilla spikes back there. So that's been a look at the bonus. So this has been this has been part 3 of homemade King Ghidorah here, and I made this King Ghidorah because I wanted a King Ghidorah, and this is a really cool. I like him very much, and online he's way too expensive. I mean, just because this is my main reason, is because NECA makes Godzillas, but they don't make monsters for Godzilla to fight. You know, they make lots of Godzillas, NECA makes them, but they never make any monsters for him to fight. So I don't really feel like getting any of them because there's nothing for him to fight. So I just went, I was like, you know what, I'll just make my own. You know, there are King Ghidorahs I can buy, but they're quite expensive. So that's why I made my own. Okay. So that has been this part. Let's see if I forget anything. Alright, so the Indoraptor build will be coming out probably in 2 weeks, just because I need to take a break. So of these builds, just for right now. And there's that. And so hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, have a great day, and bye everybody.